God's holiness can be such a frightening topic for us. It is because holiness is so distant, it is so huge, it is so powerful, it is amazingly different from us. It is such purity, it is such wow, and yet Psalm 30 verse 4 says, "Give thanks to the Lord at the remembrance of His holiness." Welcome this morning to this morning's Jolt, and just want to speak about this. The verse says, "Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of His, and give thanks." And we would say, yeah, agreed. Let's sing. Let's give thanks to Him. I know that is right, and I know that's sweet. I have done that before. I have sang praise to God, and it has been like an amazing thing in my life. So I know it's sweet. And then the verse says, give thanks at the remembrance of His holiness, and about holiness. And that's interesting. These years, I get the sense that we love to sing at His grace, we love to sing at His mercy, but not at the remembrance of His holiness. That is like, that's maybe not what we want to talk about, And we fear we can fear His holiness. We are worried by it somewhat. It concerns us. Fearing God, by the way, is correct, but not fearing God in the way that you would avoid Him. Okay, that's not the fear that God is looking for. Listen, we cannot sing to God's grace alone. It is not possible if we're not singing also about His truth. It is not possible to sing about His mercy without singing about His holiness. It cannot be, because in that case we're not singing to God at all. We are then singing to something much smaller, our silly little concept of God. His holiness is ever with His mercy and grace, and vice versa. We can say, this is actually verse 5, the next verse, let me read it. For His anger endures but for a moment, and His favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So it says, give thanks at the remembrance of His holiness. But then the next verse immediately says, because He's so merciful, He's so gracious. Okay, the holiness is ever intertwined with mercy and grace. And we could say it the other way. We could say it the other way too. We can never worship and sing about His mercy and grace without His holiness, and also we cannot ever sing about His holiness without mercy and grace, because then that wouldn't be God. That would be some imaginary little slice of Him, which is not a real thing. That's not possible. God cannot be sliced. That's a theology thing, but it's true nonetheless. There is no such thing as a little slice of God that I like. That just doesn't work. But these verses say very clearly, let me read it again. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of His, give thanks at the remembrance of His holiness. For His anger endures but for a moment, but His favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So sing to God, sing to His holiness, sing to His grace, sing to His mercy, sing to His truth, all of Him really. And that's really what is so beautiful about our faith, that we have such a God. God bless you with these thoughts. I hope that they are a blessing to you today, and I hope to see you soon again.